is Chandra. I'm coming to you sort of live at the moment, but it'll be pre-recorded when you see it from our lovely Montreal hotel room. It is after the last day of anticipation, 2009. I'm slightly recovered from my epic con fatigue brain fail, and we're going to try to do the reading that I did on Saturday for you guys who weren't there. And it's okay that you weren't there because you're going to get a better reading. I'm a little bit more relaxed and a whole lot better rested. This, by the way, our hotel room, it's amazing. It's like a theme room that they didn't tell us was a theme room. So it's like your first apartment circa 1985. It is brilliant. You should see the stove. I'm serious. Like if you ever come to Montreal, stay in Latour, Centreville, just so you can see the stoves. Okay. This is not fragments. I did not read fragments. I know I promised on my blog and on Facebook that I would, but I didn't because most of you weren't there. This is probably what led to the genesis of the Twilight Lands. It's a narrative within the narrative tale, and I loved it and I wanted to do more with it, but there wasn't room to do more with it in the adult universe. So here we go. Strange, monstrous shapes stretched their crumbling fingers to the raven sky, as if its multitudes of blacks and violets and deep, wicked greens was a healing elixir that could return flesh to their gray bones. The desolate, damaged road twisted and wound through the endless night to the cluster of the capital's spires, outlined against the dark by the inconsistent glow of sporadic lights. Tottering on her tall wooden Geta shoes, the girl struggled with her heavy lantern. Its foxfire glow was all that brought color and warmth to the severe world around her. The ruins had been a city. What? The ruins had once been a city. Before when and what? She chewed her lip. This was all wrong, an alien, a place that couldn't be. Yet as she breathed in the stale, cold air, she knew that shapes lurked beyond the light of her small lantern. Shapes without eyes, but with teeth sharper and more plentiful than any creature should possess. The lantern glow caught the rich embroidery of her kimono. Threads of greens, blues, and golds against a fresher green silk. Bound around her torso, tight so it held her spine rigid, was a wide obi belt of gold that bloomed violets. The kimono had been cut and hemmed just below her knees, as the extra silk was needed to barter for the lantern she carried with her. Once she reached the capital, she would remove the pins that held her sleeves wrapped for the journey. Until then, the graceful flow of fabric risked being caught or torn. Someone waited in the capital, and he needed what she carried in the heavy lantern. She could use her wish to barter for his freedom. Thinking of him, it seemed she held his hand in hers and felt his skin warm her own. As the waking dream passed, she chided herself. It was dangerous to pause too long on the shadow plains, and she had stood for untold moments, staring stupidly at the ruins. She must move. Stillness called forth the hungry packs of night, and she had far to travel before she reached the capital, where the Empress of the Spires held court. Dangers awaited the girl there, too. Things that roam beneath the spires weren't afraid of lanterns, as those creatures had once carried wishes of their own. Either their desires were too fickle to endure the journey or found foolish by the Empress. Denied a place within her court, the specters sought new lanterns, so that they might try their luck again with someone else's secret. The girl gripped hers tighter. Hungry for sound, the night swallowed her bell's chimes. Still, they sang for her, drawing the goodwill of the Empress and chasing away the danger of the Shadowkin. Fortunate, for the girl had lingered too long, too silent in the ruins. Something had joined the packs of toothy shapes. It matched her step for step, and when she closed her eyes, its outline was etched deep red against her mind. In a language strange and haunting, the creature's syllables broke apart and fell together in a mess of endless combinations. Unafraid of her lantern's glow, and undeterred by the cries of her bells, the red shadow pursued her. It was seeking her secret. She felt it try to touch her, and her pulse would pound faster as its immaterial fingers brushed her face and sent shivers through her bells. Or perhaps, she shuddered, its interest was more than mere curiosity. "Please let me pass," she said. I must reach the capital. Someone is waiting for me there. Her voice rang out strong despite her whisper. A futile journey, said a voice like music, but you will do what you will. The shadow melted into the deeper night. She turned her lantern to the spires, and with a heavy heart realized no matter how many steps forward, the distance between her and them did not decrease. Nor did the new sounds, strange, echoing noises, not protective chimes, and it took her a moment to identify them as footsteps on the broken pavement. Someone hurried towards her, and the blue-white glow of their lantern caused her shadow to bob at her feet. When he stopped before her, she realized the glow came not from a lantern, but the swirling orb of fires that danced in the air above him. The light caught the gold trim of his dark frock coat. Sleeves of crimson spilled from beneath his cuffs, across the backs of his long-fingered hands. It was his smart black shoes that the girl had heard ringing off the paving stones. How did you... He stopped. It doesn't matter. Come with me. She knew that musical voice. He was the Shadow Prince returned, the night washed from his features by the stolen wishes that circled him. Her eyes fell on the sword at his hip, its sheath black with crimson leaves dancing across it. Turning, she tried to run, but he caught her by the arm and held her in place. She struggled, revolted, desperate to break free. When she could not, she swung at him with her lantern, and his fingers closed over the handle, but he didn't try to wrench the lantern from her grasp, as his harvest moon eyes worked magic against her. Dazed, she thought she could see a corner of the sky beginning to lighten. Daybreak in a world of endless night. Impossible. You should not be in this place. His fingers brushed hers. I don't suppose you'd consider leaving. I must go to the capital, she said, ignoring the warmth that spread from his hand to hers. He needs me. Ah, it so happens I'm seeking someone as well. His grip on the lantern shifted. If you are resolved to stay, then we should go together. Inari only knows what we'll find. She hesitated. His face was kind enough, but he was not of her village. I suppose you want a show of trust or something of the like. He pushed at his dark crimson hair with his free hand. I'm Akihiro.